Hello everyone, and welcome to Wonders Weird and Wild. Now, today we are in the month of July, so I figure it's the perfect time to do a Christmas special. Specifically, the topic that plagues everybody's mind. Why can't Santa come every day? As always, if you have any ideas for future video topics, please let me know down in the comments, and without any further ado, let's get on with today's video. We all know that on December 24th, Christmas Eve, when midnight strikes, Santa comes and he makes his visit and he deposits presents under our tree, and he does this for everybody around the world in a span of 24 hours. It's just one night. But, as has always been the question on every child's mind, why can't Santa do that every day? It's such a wonderful, incredible experience, and so why can't we have that experience every day when we wake up and we just so want to see what's under that tree? And I'm here to tell you exactly why. I would like to first say that this is largely speculation. I am not in any way in league with Santa, though I would like to be. I have no in on his operations. We're going to start with the number of presents that Santa and his elves make every single year. So, we all know that every child on Earth gets at least one present on the night of Christmas Eve. And, usually the adults get presents too. So I'm going to include them in my math as well. That makes roughly 8 billion presents per period of, on average, 364.25 days. I'm excluding a day in there because all of the elves are busy on the night of Christmas Eve making sure everything goes well with Santa and his deliveries. So I'm not including that in there. They obviously aren't making presents during that night. But they're busy during the entire rest of the year making presents. And if we were to up their rate of 8 billion presents per 364.25 days to accommodate having Christmas every day, having Santa come by every day and deliver the presents, they would have to make presents 364 times as fast. Now, I'm sure that Santa and the elves could pull that off, could kick it into gear, but they'd be really busy all the time, and they're really busy all the time anyways. I don't think either Santa or the elves would be happy doing that for that long. Next up, of course, we have the rate at which the presents are loaded into the sleigh. So I can't come up with any specific numbers on this because I don't really know. But let's just say that Santa and the elves are able to load presents into the sleigh at the incredible rate of 100,000 presents per second. With 8 billion presents being taken on the trip, divided by the 100,000 presents per second, that would take you about 80,000 seconds for one day of loading for one trip out to deliver presents to the whole world. And that translates roughly to 22.22 hours, which is almost a full day. Now that's entirely reasonable when you make the trip one day a year. It just means that the day before, they're loading the sleigh with presents. And even at this incredibly quick rate, it still takes an entire day. Now, if we were to take this speed of loading at 100,000 presents per second, and we apply it to the theory that Santa wants to go and make this trip every single day, it would take about 338.19 days to load the sleigh with a year's worth of presents. And once you reach that point, it limits Santa's time down to deliver all those presents so much that it would be really incredibly stressful and difficult for him to be able to make it through all the houses in the world and place all of the presents under the tree with care. It just really would make it incredibly difficult and stressful for him. And finally, we have to touch on the topic that makes the world go round. You know it, you love it, it's food. Everybody needs food to get through their day. And Santa may be all well and good with the milk and cookies that we leave out for him every night. He has plenty of food from that. But what we often neglect is the reindeer, and so Santa would obviously have to bring food with him from the North Pole for the reindeer. Now, what is probably the preferred food for reindeer, for Santa's reindeer in this case especially, would be carrots. And the average caloric need for a reindeer every day, the average amount of food that they have to eat to produce enough energy to do what they need in a day, is 4,000 calories. But Santa's reindeer are going through a ton of exercise every day. They're hauling a sleigh that's full of billions of presents, and it's just an absolute ton of exercise for them. Ask any elf ever, it's a ton of cardio. So, for today's purposes, we're going to bump the caloric need of the reindeer up to about 6,000 calories a day. If we multiply 6,000 calories per day times 9 reindeer that are pulling Santa's sleigh, being Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and of course Rudolph, we get about 54,000 calories intaken per day. Multiply that 54,000 calories per day by 365 days, which are in each year, and you get 19,710,000 calories per year. Now, the average large carrot has around 30 calories. So, if we divide our 19,710,000 calories per year by our 30 calories per carrot, we get around 657,000 carrots that Santa would need to take with him. That's just a lot of carrots. I don't think Santa wants to be sitting around that many carrots all the time. It's obscene. It's ridiculous. It's, as a matter of fact, quite goofy. So what if we went for a more calorie-dense food for the reindeer? And when I talk about calorie-dense, what I'm saying is that we have more calories in less space. In this case, I am looking at the wonderful Italian dessert, tiramisu. So, a tiramisu with a high caloric density has about 3.7 calories per gram. We take our previously figured 19,710,000 calories per year and divide it by our 3.7 calories per gram of tiramisu, and we get 5,327,027.027 infinitely repeating grams of tiramisu. That translates to roughly 5,327 kilograms, or 11,746 pounds of tiramisu. With that much tiramisu on the sleigh, I think it might just be plain difficult for the reindeer to get it off the ground. Sure, they could make it happen, but it might just be a whole big inconvenience. So that's largely why we can't have Christmas every day, mathematically explained. And besides, it's probably best that we don't have Christmas every day. Christmas is one of the most special occasions of the entire year, if not the most. And having it every day would really just make it seem less important. It would really tire us out, and I think that it would probably be best if we stick with it the way it is. Thank you for watching. As always, if you have any topics for future videos, please let me know in the comments, and have a nice day.